episode 18 is sometimes something.
Woo! Yeah,
Let's
nailed it.
go. Let's go. I can screw it up next week. I get like one or two good ones, and then I'll
I
screw it
think
up
at
for a month time.
3 in a row is your record. I think maybe 4. You were doing good when we started off.
It was like I think I got like a no, I think I got like 8, 9, 10 or something like that.
Mm,
And then on the either ends, I mean, I got one. I got like 1 and 2,
you
but then I think I was wrong like 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
Oh well. Listen, I don't write it down anywhere. I might be able to remember it. We'll see. Depends on like how much focus is put on it.
Just at 1 p.m., just look at the YouTube and see what the last one was.
Oh, that's a great idea. I should do that. I think it's kind of funny trying to remember though,
It is.
because there's going to be one time where I get it wrong by like 6 episodes, and people are going to be like, "Where have you been?
Yeah.
What month do you think it is?"
Yeah.
Um, yeah, welcome to the podcast,
Mhm.
everybody. It's just me and Kade, the,
Yeah.
the the two coolest homies.
Kari's still
Um,
sleeping. Colton
Probably, yeah.
in a
Curry's
his
hungover.
weekly coma.
Colton's in his weekly. Maybe we should move the day. Maybe Colton just sleeps all of Tuesday.
But like
Maybe
Tuesday's
that's the
such like
plan.
it's not like the end of the week where
Tuesday's
you
the
gotta get stuff
easiest
done.
day.
And it's not the
Yeah,
first day. It's
it's not
like
Monday. Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Well, I guess it was a long weekend for us, so I guess it is like Monday, but
Yeah, but like, but
whatever.
still, it's Monday. That's pretty. Nothing happens on Monday. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we came off a long weekend, so we should be awake. I guess Kari didn't. Kari was working.
Kari's probably just sleeping.
Yeah,
That's
Kari's
I
sleeping.
mean it's early for Kari. Kari's on the other side of the world.
It's only like 8 a.m., right?
Yeah, it's not super
Yeah,
early.
it's not too bad. If it was like 6, I'd feel bad. But yeah, today we're just gonna talk about I think fucking Starfield the whole day. I swear
Yeah.
to God. So we're so sorry if you don't like video games, because this whole summer has just
I,
been every other podcast. Actually, I think it's been video games at every podcast. But like,
the first like couple we talked about like Ed Sheeran and something else, but like iPhones. Oh, there's the one Apple headset thing, but yeah, mostly video games.
yeah, but it's yeah. I mean, I think this has been one of the biggest summers for video games. Just like for me, I mean, for
Yeah.
me, I also still playing Final Fantasy, so there's a raid tier which takes up like as much time as a full release for me. But
Mhm.
like, just for normal people, like Baldur's Gate 3, which is huge, and
Y-
like it's still doing 500,000 concurrent players a month later, which is
Yeah.
insane. That'd be insane for like a big MMO. Forget a single player game. So that's amazing. If that doesn't win Game of the Year, I'm gonna be so fucking.
I think it
Um,
will
it
at the
has
end.
to,
Yeah.
especially because it came out of nowhere and it pushed everything so far. It has, like in every regard, it did so well.
Yeah.
Baldur's Gate 3, and then if you managed to finish that in time, you had Armored Core 6, which, for the
And
record, I haven't beaten either of those games.
yeah, even before those, there was Diablo and then
Oh
Final
yeah, there was
Fantasy 16.
D4, and then Final Fantasy 16. Right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. D4
It's
was a
not
bit of
even
a
that's not
flop for
even it.
me.
There's
Yeah,
I
there's a
yeah,
bunch of
I mean I
DLCs for big games as well.
enjoyed
So
it. Do you
yeah.
see on that quick related note that they're making 2 Final Fantasy 16 DLCs? It's
Yeah,
exciting.
I yes, and I heard that it's coming to PC. It's been
Yep,
now
yeah, they said
confirmed.
that yeah, that they're
Yoshi P
working
is
on it.
like,
I don't think they put a date on it, but they're
but
working
they've
on it.
officially been like, we are coming to PC,
Yeah, which is cool.
which is
I'm
cool.
excited to play that. That's I yeah, I'm very excited for that because I love. I mean, I beat the game twice already, so
Really?
yeah. I
Oh
needed to for
wow.
I got the platinum trophy, so I had to play it again on the harder difficulty.
Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah.
Mm,
Okay. I'm excited for it. It looks like
yeah,
it'll
it's a lot
be
of fun.
fun. It looks cool. Yeah. But what's Starfield? I
Yeah.
kind of went into like you're enjoying yourself, right?
Yep, I'm just under 20 hours in now.
Yeah. Okay. I'm like 14 or something.
Yeah.
I wish I gotten to play more, but I was just really not feeling it. I was a little bit. So I went into the game hoping it would be a little bit more spaceship based,
Right.
and hoping I was hoping that some of the loading screen things has really kicked me in the face. That's a bit hard, but it's on my SSD now, so it's not as bad. Mm,
Yeah.
I had
I
to like
did yeah.
delete Final Fantasy off of it. I was just like, "Fuck it, I don't." I only raid like a couple times a week. That doesn't really have loading screens, so this will be fine.
I
And I have
did
to wait
notice
for other people to load in, so I was like, "This doesn't matter."
compared to because I've been playing mainly, excuse me, on my Xbox, and that's like the SSD. And then when I
Hmm.
tried it briefly on my computer that one time,
Yep.
I didn't have it on the SSD, and it was quite a
Yeah.
bit longer to like for just the
Yeah.
loading screens, which got kind of annoying. But on the Xbox, they're all
Well, on the
pretty
Xbox,
quick.
they do like a whole bunch of fancy data streaming stuff too, which is coming
Mm,
to PC now, and everything's in like DDR5, right?
right.
So it's a little bit different. But like, I mean, you put it on an M.2 or an SSD, and you're ripping on PC, it's fine.
Yeah.
But I was just hoping for a little bit more spaceship stuff. It seems like your spaceship is very much your main base though, with all your work benches and stuff,
Well,
and
too,
you can.
I haven't messed with it, but you can go down to planets and like set up your whole like
I
base.
haven't messed with that either. Yeah,
Yeah, because I know that
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you go into
I think
bars and like
yeah,
planets and get a whole crew to like get your resources and stuff, and then you can
yeah, and you can like build stuff on multiple planets that trade with each other.
yeah
Apparently, it's a little bit slow to get going, but once you get going, it's okay.
yeah
Yeah, so that stuff's fun. I just wish there was a bit more like spaceship stuff, and I was a bit more immersive. I think those are two things that I like was really expecting. So that's a bit disappointing. But I think the only real complaint I have is the loading screens. But then there's also like there's so many little small things that are just a little disappointing
mm,
that just make it feel dated. But like it's still okay, you know. Like the mouse sensitivity shit, the fact that
right.
X and Y aren't the same. Like guys, wasn't an issue. Like it's not like they're like, oh well, other games have figured it out and you're just a little bit behind. Other games figured this out 20 years ago, like literally 20 years ago. Like come on,
Right.
guys. And then there was like, like takeoff and landing and no loading screens. Elite figured out 10 years ago before they supposedly started working on this game. So that's a little disappointing. And then what else? The inventory system's a bit just old. Like it doesn't
Yeah,
feel. It's a
it's
bit
not. Yeah,
awkward.
it's a weird
It's
thing where it's you can't
yeah.
really pick out what you don't like. It's just
It's
kind of
just like everything works, but it's Skyrim. The game is so Skyrim. You know what I mean? Like Skyrim's
right.
not a bad game by any match, but if like the inventory system's identical, and like other games have made a fair bit of progress when it comes to inventory systems in the last 10 years. It's not that it's
Hmm.
bad. It's just like guys, do you guys not play other video games? Like, what's going on here? I feel like they were like, oh no, we already have it. It works. Like, I feel like they're not keeping up with the mechanics. And
Right.
then, I mean, like the whole selling point, like all these complaints or whatever, and then people always go, oh well, it's an immersive RPG. No, it's not. Now that we have Baldur's Gate 3 to compare to, it falls flat on its face when it comes to being an RPG. You know, I think the
I don't
only thing
think
it
balls
has I
flat.
think I would say the only thing it has going is the fact that you can like in Baldur's Gate 3 you can't fuck off and become a drug farmer. Like
Right.
that's not a thing, you know. This game you totally can do that. But for RPG elements, like it's pretty linear. Like there's no choices that are going to really change the overall story. You know what I
No,
mean?
but there's like a bunch, like there's all the different like factions and stuff where you can go. Like I just went through and did a whole line of one of the big corporations, and I chose to overthrow the CEO and do like corporate espionage shit. Where I know my other
Mm-hmm.
friend did it, and I just talked to him now because I beat it, and he beat it before me, and he's like, "Oh no, I didn't do that. I did this, and then I made them not buy that other company, and we shut down production on this." So, I mean, like like you're saying, like it's not gonna outcome and change like the whole world, but there's still like different stuff based on your choices.
Yeah, I was just talking about the main story. Yeah, I guess maybe, but it feels like there's two endings to everything, two or three
Mm,
endings.
right.
Where it's just like you kill the guy or you don't. It's kind of that vibe. And again, it's not supposed to be an O. It's like it's again it's the same level as like Skyrim
Yeah.
dialogue choices. Which was good then. It's just disappointing to. It's not that it's bad. It's like, where's the innovation, guys? Like you're Bethesda. You know what I mean?
It kind of
Like it's
seems
just
like
it's
they're well, not that's a good thing, but like that they just like if you compare back to like their last game or like 2 games ago, like there's a lot of steps up, but it's like building on some things that are just like a step up. Like their persuasion things like a bit different and better, or like their
mm,
like outpost building I've heard is better compared to like Fallout 4 where they added in their
well,
outpost
that's
building stuff.
yeah. It really feels like they think that they're the best, and they refuse to look at anyone else for mechanics. If
Mm,
they don't think they have to develop it, they don't. And like if they
right.
do develop it, it only feels like they're developing it per game, not looking at okay, it's been 10 years since our last game. what has changed? Like what is like
Mm.
what's in other games? You know, like the shipbuilder, for example. Fuck me. Don't get me wrong. Shipbuilding's dope. It's cool. But oh my god, it's limiting and very buggy. It is
Mm.
so horrendously annoying. The amount of times that a ship part comes undocked and you can't tell, and you have to like move the whole ship, and there's one
Mm.
little radiator sitting in
I
the center,
did.
and it's like, what the fuck?
I
And
don't
then
know if
like
it's
trying to snap to things is awful. Maybe it's better
yeah.
on console,
No,
but on
I don't
PC,
think
it's
so.
like if you have your camera at the wrong angle and you drag like something to snap on the side of your ship, it's gone off to infinity.
Yeah.
It's like, nope,
Oh,
it, where
yeah.
did that
There's one
go?
thing I don't know if there's I'm just missing something, but like when you're like building something, it gives you like the errors. It doesn't tell
Yeah,
you what the errors. There's like there's a part not connected. You like, can you show me that part? Or it's like,
yeah, it'll be like part not connected, but it won't show you where that part is. It
yeah,
won't like
uh,
there isn't a remove all button. It won't. Yeah, and like just snapping is so hard. I was just trying to snap a shield generator on top, so like I dragged the shield generator and I moved my mouse from the shield generator left click, like hover over
mhm,
the middle of the circle. Nope, that didn't. It took like 20 minutes of spinning my camera around to attach one shield generator,
yeah.
and then it eventually attached, and it was like, what the fuck. Also, I'm disappointed that there's like you can only attach certain pieces to certain parts.
Right,
I was expecting something a little bit more Gary's mod and organic. It's not like they're simming the ship either. Like they're not simming center of mass
right, yeah,
and
yeah,
center and gravity. Like they're not like having these big snap points. Great, awesome, but they're not simming center. So like, let me put 16 wings in a dumb shape on the top of my ship because it looks cool. Like
right.
whatever, right? Um, so hopefully that interaction gets a little bit better, but yeah,
I'm sure there'll be within a couple months like a mod that not saying like that
yeah,
it's
better
excusable
shipbuilding
for the
mod.
game, but
Yeah,
yeah,
there'll be a better shipbuilding mod. Yeah, it feels like the type of game where I'm like, okay, this game might be fun with mods, but I don't think that can make the game like it doesn't really fix the problems.
yeah.
What else is there? I mean, the dead faces are pretty rough. Just
Yeah, they're
it's
not.
it's
Yeah,
okay. It's okay. Like it feels like 7 out of 10. I would give it an
yeah.
8 if it wasn't for the loading screens. If it wasn't for the loading screens and some of the jank, I would give it like an 8 or a 9. But it's just the loading screens. You like load into a building and it's like 5 square feet by 5 square feet, and you're like, go fuck yourself. This is
It
so annoying. Like, ugh.
yeah. That was so when I heard before I started playing that there was loading screens. I was like, ah, like whatever, like between planets. But then you're like walking around the main city. It's like, oh, a coffee shop, and you click to open the door, and it loads in. And it's just like a single room coffee shop. You're like, oh, that's like I can
Yeah.
kind of get it or like excuse it for like, oh, you're going to a different planet or like entering the
The
big city. Like, all
planets
right,
are
sure,
okay.
sure,
Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah,
Here's the thing though, the planets are okay, but then like Elite is my example where I've gone from planet to planet to solar system with no loading screens because they do big warp animations. The warp animations are hiding the loading screens, right?
right,
That's what the loading screens are. And then landing on the planet again, there's a moment where you're just like in heat free fall. That's a loading screen, right?
hmm,
So, but like it doesn't feel like I know it is because technically I mean, you play 300 hours or something, you just know where it is. But it feels like the ship's just free falling through and just doing re-entry stuff that it's violently back under your control.
yeah,
So eh, it would just be
yeah.
cool if they had no loadings. It would be so cool if they had. Yeah, and then also there's stuff like fast travel really kills it, as in the fact I can go to my navigation console, select a planet like 4 jumps away, and then I just hit the jump button and I'm there.
You could even.
Didn't.
I just figured out too that you could even like fully just like from inside a building, you could fast travel 3 solar systems
Yes.
over like
Yeah.
landed completely, which is nice. But also, I get what
Here's
you're
what
saying,
they
where it'd be kind of.
here's what they could have done. They could have either made that a really expensive upgrade, which would have been cool, like for
Mm,
progression. But what
mhm,
Elite does is like you select a solar system, you get in your ship, then all you do is you align your ship with like the next solar system, and then you hit jump. You jump to that system. There's an FFD cooldown. And during that cooldown, you're at risk to pirates and stuff, which is kind of important, right? And then you just
right.
turn and jump. So it only takes you 30 seconds or like a minute to get, and this universe is also only like 100 stars or whatever. So the biggest jumps you're ever going to be doing is like 10 stars in a row maybe.
Yeah.
Not even. I don't think there's a way to do that. I think it's like 5 stars, because
You
like
can
what's
you can
a
get
hundred
upgrades for that.
stars? But no, but my point is, you're only doing like 5 jumps in a row, so it would only take you like a minute 30 if you had to align each jump, right? And the
Oh,
cool
gotcha.
part is that then when you're going through dangerous space, there is risk there. Because right now,
Mhm.
there's no risk, right? You just
Well,
jump straight past everything.
I think they do have it. I was just gonna say I have enjoyed like the like random interactions that I've had, especially with
Yeah,
there's like
phone
once at the
calls and stuff.
beginning. Yeah,
Yeah.
I went and I took a mission that I didn't really know what it was, but it was like at very far out in space, and I had to jump to a bunch of stuff. And like half of them, I would go in and like there would just be either just like a little space battle going on that you would help out with, or
Mhm.
there's been other ones where I come in and people bring me on board to deal with an AI or something, or call me down to help fix satellites on their farm or something. It's been nice
Yeah, and all that stuff.
variety.
But again, like, why have this fast travel that doesn't put us in that environment? Like, I've barely gotten those because I've been, oh, it's way faster just to fast travel.
Well, like
And
you still have to go there for the first time to discover them, though, and I think that's what when those trigger. So I think
oh,
you
I
still will
guess so.
run into those.
Yeah, I gotta just be more casual and just wander around a bit. It feels like a game where it respects just wandering around, but if you're like beelining a main quest, it's like, yeah, you just miss
Yeah,
so
I've
much
only
shit.
done that quest I told you should do in the main quest.
Yeah,
That was still the last main quest I've done. I've kind of just fucked
yeah,
off
it
and been
feels like
doing.
after that it's gonna like yeah, it opens up further.
Yeah,
So yeah, I don't know. I'll go back. I'll play more of it. I hope mods make it better. Mods can make it. Mods could do a lot.
yeah, yeah. I'll still be playing it for quite a while. Probably. I was gonna play Cyberpunk with the update that's coming out in on the 20th, but
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably still be playing Starfield, so maybe not. And
You
then
also have Baldur's Gate and shit as well.
Baldur's Gate,
Yeah. And Armored
But yeah,
Core. I'm assuming you haven't
the
finished
next
that.
like hard cutoff is like October 20th, I think, because that's when Spider-Man 2 comes out. So that's when I'll
Your hard
definitely
cut
stop.
off.
Yeah,
You said that like it was a work thing.
it
So I
was.
thought you were
Yeah,
talking about work. Yeah, hard cut off. Yeah, okay.
yeah.
You gotta get all these. Yeah, dude. I mean, we'll have a dead period where we'll go back to the games in like a year or something.
Hmm.
We just know games for whatever reason. But yeah, I mean, there's still shit coming out. There's not as big stuff, but there's like a bunch of stuff I'm excited for in the next like couple months. Vermintide's getting a. Oh, I'm so bummed we have so many games because I want to play Vermintide with you guys so bad.
Mm.
Vermintide's getting like another like career for one of the
I mean, I think we would all
characters.
go back to Vermintide. We all have fun with that.
Yeah, but we're also busy playing other stuff.
That's
You
true.
know,
Yeah, but if we have a yeah, we could
eventually we'll go back.
just let us know when the update comes out. I'm sure we'll
Oh yeah,
jump back
actually that'd
in.
be fun because when the updates comes out, fucking everyone's gonna be playing it. So
Yeah. Yep, yep,
there'll be
yeah.
a bunch more people playing it again. That game's I like was like meh on that game, and then recently I went back with a friend and I started just playing all the other careers and all the other weapons, and I was like, oh, this game is so much more fun than I gave it credit for. I
And
put like
you said Vermintide, not Darktide, right?
I said Vermintide. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Darktide is TBD. Maybe
Right.
Darktide is a call us back in 4 years. Oh, they
Right.
fucking uh Darktide, like, there's been like 4 or 5 big community complaints that are like, this is blatantly here just to artificially inflate playtime, right?
Oh, really?
Something to do with like each different character, you have to grind crafting mats on each one. Where like Vermintide, as long as you eat, your inventory was shared, right? And they were like, no, we're never gonna change it. This is how it works. We think it's better this way, and like all this reason they changed it.
Huh.
They changed it because they were like, yeah, it's better. It's like, of course it is. You were just trying to artificially inflate playtime. I think right now they're realizing it's like, oh, this game's going to be dead because there's no one playing it. We actually have to make it good. Like, it's just it's so frustrating. Anyways, but fuck that game. Speaking of fuck that game, have you heard about the Total War Warhammer 3 stuff?
No.
They released a DLC for like $35. That is the worst DLC they've released in like 6 years,
Oh,
and
wow.
people are losing their fucking minds over it. And then CA, like some CEO, released a thing saying if you don't buy it, we're gonna discontinue support.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, yeah. They were like, we need money for these other games, and people were like, no one know. They're like generic big FPS shooter arena shooters that are being released. To
Jeez.
try and jump on for Fortnite. People are like, yeah, good luck with that. No one knows your games, so it's very funny right now.
Jeez.
Yeah, I mean, Total War Warhammer. We know the numbers. It should have made them fucking loads of money, and we know that all of their other games don't make them any money. So like, it's like at this point we're like, drop all of the other games and only make this game. You would have made more money if you did this 10 years ago. So
Right. Well,
it's kind of frustrating.
everybody, welcome our second most featured guest. Kari's joined the podcast.
Hello.
How's it going, Kari?
It's fine.
Good
I
morning.
don't feel that well. Yeah.
Oh, that's no good.
Yeah.
Oops.
Woke up kind of feeling.
How you feeling?
Groggy.
But hey. Yeah.
Hello.
Gotta be awakened.
Hello?
Pepper. Take a couple of espresso shots.
Well, I'm here to save the podcast from the boring gamer talk.
Yeah. Okay. What did you bring us today, Kari? What do you got to save
Yeah,
us?
what do you got to say for us?
Well,
Well, they changed the street
higher,
near in New Zealand. What?
Yeah.
They what?
further, faster, stronger.
Shut up. Kick him. Ken, we don't need him.
So
It's not
pick,
safe.
Please.
IMAX movies coming out.
What movie?
Strike updates, right?
You just saying
What are you
words.
doing? Are you just listing topics?
I literally
gonna
I don't have
fucking
anything
kill you.
open. I don't have anything open. I'm just thinking though, like my brain is slow right now. But have you guys been following the strike updates?
I mean, it's been a blackout, right? Any updates are coming from the companies.
For the first time they are offering to. I mean, this was just yesterday, but they actually have the viewer numbers on the table, like revealing their streaming viewer numbers. Before it was like a no
chance
contest. Yeah, no chance at the last negotiation or whatever. So like progress has some kind of progress has been
I
made.
thought that happened like a month ago where they said 6 people could look at it.
I didn't hear that. I just saw an article yesterday, so maybe it was earlier, but I don't know.
Well,
But I haven't
I
seen
don't
that
know.
before because I've been looking at it pretty regularly. But so that could be good. That could be
That's
good.
super exciting.
Yeah.
Oh,
So we'll be back.
SAG will be doing a video game strike as well soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said that. Like it's everything is gonna die.
I could see that one going for a very long time. Because I think to a degree, this stuff is related to release cycle. And video game release cycle is, 10 times what, television and movie and
I
episode.
just wonder, just like the sheer amount of like, if you're not low end, but you need to do other jobs, actor. I feel like video games was kind of something that you could still do even during this strike, but like, what are these people going to be doing?
Yeah, because voice actors weren't on strike, but I don't know if this will be.
This is another voice actor strike.
I don't know if it is.
Well, let's go back to having this bad voice actors in games again. They don't care that much.
Yeah,
because there a period where they still release games that were just with like amateur actors that weren't even.
You can hear Colton's voice in a bunch of games now.
Yeah.
But he's not doing acting, it's just his voice. He's
Yeah.
just reading lines straight.
There's a bunch of silent games now. You just have like protagonists with no.
It's just the AI voiceover
lines.
sound. Oh my god, the TikTok.
I mean, yeah. I mean, honestly, I feel like games would be the first people to get away with AI voices.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a easy decision. But yeah. Glad to be here. Did you guys just start recording, or you guys been talking for a while?
We've been going for 20 minutes.
You talking about Starfield? You guys already talked about that?
We did. Yeah.
Playing about the pronouns?
No, we didn't. That wasn't one of our complaints.
We've been hearing everybody. Never mind. A lot of people.
What were they
apparently some big. Dr. Disrespect was mad at it and started this whole like drama now about pronouns in games.
What are we talking about?
I'm surprised you didn't hear about this because it's all the streamers.
Me and Kade were having this nice discussion about
video
games.
I'm just here to bring in all the politics
in,
here, baby.
And he's like, I wanna bring up the opinion of a guy who's a Holocaust denier from the podcast. Great one, Kari. That's an awesome one.
You said you're
I
going to
didn't.
save
First
us
of
from
all, I
video
didn't
game
know
talk,
that.
and you bring this up.
Listen,
I
I want to
thought
bring
this
up the
was
guy
I
that
thought
likes
this
to
was a
film minors in bathrooms, is a Holocaust denier, and cheats on
okay.
his wife regularly. That's the guy we should start talking about, Kari.
Okay,
Thanks for bringing that
Calvin.
up.
I thought you were a disrespect fan. I don't know why you're starting this
What?
podcast suddenly talking like this. Is this one of those things where you try to like act like
What?
you're not a fan in public,
Oh,
but like you
oh, I'm
secretly
sorry.
are?
I'm sorry. I forgot I was a Holocaust denier. You're right, Kari. I'm a huge fan of Dr. Disrespect.
Mm-hmm.
No, dude, Disrespect's crazy. That guy's like, he's full up on the lizards
Yeah,
run
yeah,
the
yeah. Okay,
government
okay,
shit. Yeah, he's a
yeah,
nut.
yeah, yeah. Anyways, I don't think I think it's dumb to get mad at that. Whatever. Hot take.
The pronoun
Big
stuff.
surprise.
It's
Yeah.
funny because it's just like didn't you you've always picked pronouns in video games.
I
You
did
picked
too.
like
I
him or
thought that was a
her,
thing that's
right?
been around for a
Yeah.
while.
That's been around since like the
Um.
first Skyrim, so I don't really understand what the problem is.
Yeah. Anyways, that was the politic corner. What
Yeah,
do you guys
thanks,
think
Kari.
about? Um.
You don't. What
What
is
do you think
this?
about the dairy industry
Oh my
Okay,
god.
rising
okay.
in New Zealand?
Do you guys look at my little like shitty hate mail for Cal Corner? Because I linked an interesting
I
article.
did
So
look
there's a
at it.
game called War Thunder, and the War Thunder forums have an issue with people leaking like military spec documents for
I feel
like
like we talked
airplanes
about
and
the
tanks.
concept on the podcast, or
Yeah,
maybe we
we've
have to do
talked
so.
about this before, but they just did it. Somebody on there did it again, like a
Oh
month
yeah,
ago.
yeah.
Yeah, so they leak. They'll get in an argument about like how some because they're like all like, they're all these like try hard video games nerds that thinks they're playing with real tanks. So they'll be
Right.
like, no, I know for a fact it works like this because they're actually like a mechanic or something that works for the Air Force or somebody, and then they'll just post some like documents to be like to prove it and win their argument at the same time as losing their job and potentially going to jail because they're leaking military secrets. And it's happened like a lot now, like more than 10 times now.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, to the point where I think there's an official warning like always pinned on the site saying do not use like any
That's
provided
ridiculous.
documentation to yeah it's super funny. I mean, the arguments are funny in the because it won't be like what type of ammunition or what type of futuristic missile launch capability or like it'll be like this light bracket is mounted 6 inches too high on the front of this tank, and then people will be like, no, it looks like it's okay in this photos, and then people will be like, here's the actual documentation. Yeah, it's quite funny.
What's this about a 1/20th Stardew?
Okay,
Steam
so I
Internet.
was kind of
Oh,
mad
yeah, well,
recently
yeah.
about video games having how do I say this? Um, like how much money did Stardew Valley cost to make? Like none, right? Like the first version of Stardew Valley cost the guy a cent. He just made it in his basement as a hobby. The point was, video game companies, all I want them to do is make like impactful games, and I don't think
Well,
like if you look at a game like name the last time a major studio made a game as impactful as Starfield. Not Starfield. Fuck me. Stardew Valley. Like I can't think of one.
Elden Ring. Was
Elden
that
Ring's
like
a good example, but it costs
was it
billions,
Baldur's Gate?
millions of dollars to make, right?
Oh, you want
Oh,
something
sorry.
cheaper?
I'm saying for the ratio of dollars invested to like impactful, it's never happened ever.
Yeah, there is a whole kind of thought process on that too, where it's kind of
was Stardew
those are still
Valley impactful or just really well
it was
like a good
it was
game?
pretty
I would say it's
impactful.
impactful as in fucking
It was,
everybody played it. Like if I
but
go
those
look on
things
Steam,
are it's
I just
that
thought
whole
like
it's that
as
bias.
in impactful as like it's now games are doing what
I
Stardew
mean,
Valley
a lot of people
did.
are that
yeah,
like it
there's a
definitely
Yeah, but
fuckload of people
it
that copy.
funds
I mean,
Okay,
I'm
here's what
the
I'll
saying
say.
Stardew Valley didn't invent that. Like that was in Harvest Moon
yeah, that was
games
Harvest
No, no,
Moon.
no, no,
forever.
Yeah,
no, no, no,
I'm
no, no. Like
saying
what I would say is Stardew Valley. 31 of my friends on Steam own it, right?
Mhm.
okay, that's not
Like
metric as
no, no,
well.
just hear
But
me.
I'm
And then
saying
for Elden Ring, 34 of my friends on Steam own it. You know what I mean? So it's not if you want to call Elden Ring like impactful when it comes to just like the amount of
is
people
that
that played it,
is
Stardew
that your
Valley's just up
metric?
there.
You look at
No,
your
but I'm just
Steam.
saying that's kind of like a shitty metric for no. But I think that's valid when it's like I have 600 friends on my Steam list. But
Wow.
The
600.
point is that Stardew Valley had such a massive impact for so little money.
I
Um,
so my point, my
we've
that's a
talked about
little
this
bit of
before with yeah.
the bias though of the it's a bit of a unicorn, and usually you only hear about the unicorns, right?
Yep.
Like it's not, there there are probably billions of other games that could be impactful, but
I just made
you
in
know,
some
no
dude's
real
basement.
speed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
crap.
it's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
kind
yeah,
of
yeah.
you just
It's
hear
like a
about it because
survivorship
it's so
bias.
yeah. So yeah, I'm sure it's possible, but like it says probably pretty rare to actually nail that. Um,
But I think my point is, if you're supposed to be this big fancy game company, that's like supposed to be so intentional as they present themselves, and you can't make something that's I'm not okay for the record, I'm not asking for something. Let's do ratio to dollars to impact, right? Like just the amount of copies sold. I'm not asking for something that's as thousands% impactful. I'm asking for something that's a millionth as impactful, and they don't hit that ratio at all. Like they can't come close to it. I know it's like a kind of a bullshit made up metric, but at the same time, I think
yeah.
just the idea that you like some of the best games I've played, like if how do I say this? If big teams made good games, my top 20 games would be all big teams. And if I look at my top 20 games, fucking one of them's a Warcraft 3 mod, one of them's Factorio, which is like four guys. What else is there? X4, that's another like 5-person team. Deep Rock and Vermintide, those are both small teams.
I
You know what I mean? So like
I get what you're saying. It's also just a bit of also
I'm like
there's a very
Minecraft
few big
and
teams, right? And there's a whole bunch of small teams. It's you know,
my question
there's
would
so
be,
many
could
there's
you
so many like of course every that's literally what you're describing is like I would love to make a movie or a game with like $100,000 budget and make billions
Mm,
off of it. Of course that's what they would want, right? Like it's just not as straightforward as just doing that.
just doing it,
Um it's and then like when you say that like, oh, I have a whole bunch of small teams, but those small teams are all probably different people, right? Well, what there's like the same 10 giant game studios that we refer to as a big game. So there's way less content that they even make, especially with how long they spend on the games too.
I
I get what you're saying
guess.
though. I think that's where
I
like
just think a
having
company
these
with
studios
9,000
also have
employees should be able to make a good game. That's all. Is that so fucking
because
hard?
I mean,
Like,
you also think about what Xbox is doing with like their own with publishing indie games and stuff. I think they kind of they dip their fingers into that,
I
right?
guess
Like a
that's
lot
the
of
idea:
ways.
is make a publisher and try and support a whole bunch of small indie devs.
Yeah.
And get them
So
off
at
the ground
least
and let them make good games. Yeah, I guess. I just think
you
it's
get a
like
piece of the pie and just
I just look at
because
all
like
these
think about how
big
many
games and compared to
crappy
small
indie games are
ones.
out there.
No, for sure. But I think of these some of these small indie games that have way better reward structures, way better progression. Like these things that are by one person. You don't have four. If you have 30 people on your progression team, kill yourself. You know what I mean? Like that's brain dead. Like if these small teams where this guy who's also doing all of the other work can do better progression, like better class design, like better inventory management, better like user experience than these massive teams. Like these things aren't subjective. I don't think. I think better. Like if you play two progression systems and one of them is way better than the other one, it's blatantly obvious. I I just
Yeah,
don't
but now you're
understand.
describing like the same thing that we deal with too, right? Like smaller teams versus large teams, visual effects, right? Where
No, I don't think
smaller
so
teams pull
because
off
no
more.
matter how big your team is, there's always one dude. I mean, there should only ever be one dude doing the progression system.
No,
You
that's what I'm
know?
saying. Like that's what I'm saying. Like that's how it should be in visual effects too, right? So some like there should be some
Yes.
things
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
small
Oh, I
teams
get what
can
you're
get
saying.
great quality. Like it's
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
and then but then that can't happen because of various corporate structures and blah blah blah. It's all a mess, right?
But it just seems so
Probably
brain dead that you can't take 5 of these most important roles that are from little indie games that would happily jump at the shot of doing big games and pay them two
there's
million a year each. Who cares? Because they're gonna make your game fucking crap.
yeah. There's also this whole thing too where like I mean the same thing with us where because of this larger corporate structure, so much money is involved. You also have these people on your team at risk of just leaving for somewhere else,
Yeah.
and then you have like who's in charge of who and who's been at the company, and you have all these other like it's basically the classic all of these other reasons for a person to be doing the job that are outside
And
of
I guess it's
because
to
they're
a
good at
degree
the
going
game.
back to what we run into, which is just like movies like getting written as we're doing visual effects on them to a degree. You know what I mean? Like if you were to
No
build
comment.
games, like ideally you'd want big games to be white box written and like all of that stuff sorted out before the graphics team even start on stuff. But we know that's not how it works, right? You
Yeah.
know,
I mean, I
like
feel like even
we
I think that's just a thing that happens because I bet even like indie games that you're talking about that
Yeah,
come out and are perfect. Like I'm sure they started out as a card trading game and then it ended up being Vampire Survivors or something. You know,
yeah.
yeah, Dead
like I'm sure
Cells
that
was
That
still
like Dead
happens.
Cells
but
was
that
Dead
Right.
Cells was like 10 years and it started out as like a tower defense game or whatever,
Right.
right?
that's almost the advantage of a small team can do that, right? It's
Right.
almost
They
like
can pivot.
they're way more capable of that because it's like, oh, they have the full vision. They
Yeah.
you know
And for like a
I
big team,
still
it's
just
like
don't think that a guy who's like builds games as a hobby and his learning game is one of the best games of all time, like definitely in the top like 1,000. That should never be
yeah.
possible
It
in
was
most
like
studios
Hollow Knight
nowadays.
was like same
Yeah,
thing.
there's
Right?
so many of them. It's crazy to me that so many of the best games ever were built by like a dude in his basement. You know, like it's ugh. And then
It's
like
crazy to me that they don't just have AI game developers yet. Like honestly, they're probably better.
I'm sure that's a thing. I'm sure there's an AI that's built a little game. I guarantee you
oh
that's a
yeah.
Oh,
thing,
so
Curry.
many. Have you been on YouTube in the past like 5 months?
No, I anytime something has AI in the title, I just get mad. I'm just like, this is gonna be garbage. So I
Yeah.
miss any of the actually fun videos.
I see. I
Yeah.
see. Yeah, it can make games really well ever since it got that interpreter and stuff. Like able to run code on its own environment and like test its
And
own
why
code
do
and see if
games
there's
still
bugs.
suck, Curry?
I know,
I just
right?
feel
Let's bring the AI to the industry, guys. This is what they should be striking about.
I just feel like okay, I'm gonna make fun of Starfield. I feel like if you're
Right.
deving Starfield, all you do is okay. Let's look at all the systems in Skyrim and Fallout 4. Any systems we have familiar, make sure they're better by 20%. They did not do that. Factually, they did not do that. You know what I
Wait,
mean?
so
It's
what's
the
the
same
consensus on Starfield?
inventory.
I didn't hear
I'm
that.
not
What do
complaining
you
about
guys like?
Starfield. I think we've come to get the consensus that it's like a 7 or an 8 out of 10. Like I'm enjoying
Yeah.
it. I'm having fun.
Okay.
I'm just saying I wish it was more evolved. That's all.
Uh, I'll probably play it a lot more, but I'll be at least an 8 for me.
Oh, cool.
I'm only saying 7 because
You
loading
guys both?
screens.
Yeah, yeah.
If they fix the loading screens, I'd be an 8. It's fun. It's fun. As long as you don't go in thinking it's something else, which is kind of what my problem was. I wanted to fly spaceships. There's very little of that core
Yeah,
to
if
it.
you want Fallout, Skyrim, in space,
Yeah.
you're gonna have fun.
If you it's a
Mm.
reskin almost. Yeah, so you'll have a lot of fun.
It's
No,
almost
no
like all
space
like
flight.
I mentioned to Calvin. It's almost like all their like kind of RPGs are one game, and they kind of just continuously
Yeah.
update it, where it gets a little bit better. And now you can go to space, whatever. Which I
Yeah,
mean,
it
to
feels
me
like
is
the
fine.
theme changes, but like the core of the game, like the quest design is essentially the same as what Morrowind had.
Yeah.
You know,
Which
except
I
there's
mean, yeah.
more of it, but it's
Which
you
I
know,
was looking forward to going in, so that's why I'm enjoying it.
You
yeah.
think Elder Scrolls 6 will have you'd be able to go to space? Yeah, since they've worked on
No, we're saying that's a Bethesda thing. We're not saying that. That'd be cool. I mean, I guess that's their Armored Core games. Is they're like, no, it's spacey and futuristic. Here's
Right.
a, you know, not that Armored Core is the same, but you know, it's kind of so. Yeah, it's just there's so many good games. I'm just scrolling through my Steam library, and I feel like I guess the one category. I mean, there's some categories that you can't build with a small team. Like I don't think there's ever been an MMO in the last
Yeah,
20
that's true,
years that
definitely.
have been small teamed ever. Like there definitely hasn't. You know, maybe
I
some
I
weird things
I
that are
bet you
technically MMO.
I bet you in like 5 years, there's gonna be one that comes out that is one guy, and it's just gonna be like amazing. But he's been working on it for like 30 years. You
Well, the
know?
whole problem with
Well, the
MMOs
whole
is
that
like the
you can't, yeah,
yeah,
you physically can't manage it though. That's the problem.
that's the
Yeah.
You could
problem.
maybe
It's
build the
like
structure.
it's the classic problem of
Yeah.
getting like with Steam does all the hard stuff for video games, right? Like getting a video to one person online, very simple. Like me or Kari or you could write something in an afternoon from knowing nothing that would send a video over like a file over the internet to another person. Now try and upload that to 10 billion people or 10 million people who also want to
Yeah.
interact and comment and keep it all up to date. And that's hard. You know, that's the difference between YouTube and me. You know, like it's that's the hard
And
part
now one
of
person with
MMOs.
AI. Now that's scary to think
Shut up,
God.
Kari. Oh my god.
about.
We need to have like I want to do like another version of demerits, but every time somebody brings up AI, crypto, or self help, essentially
Yeah.
it's very targeted at Kari. But
I've been reading Bob Iger's book
I
on his life.
swear to
It's very, kind
God,
of very inspiring.
I swear to God,
So, anyways, Carr's
Uh,
changed sides on the strike now. He's on Bob's side.
I'm on
fucking
on Bob's
strike.
side.
They're
I'm
on a
on
first name
Bob's side.
basis now. I read his
If
book.
you know,
I know him.
What's the other word for Bob? What's the other Bob?
uh,
Robert.
Bill.
Bill.
No.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't
Right.
Robert or is Robert Bill?
Oh,
Wait,
Bill
is
is
Robert
William.
Bill? Oh
Oh, okay,
right.
so it is Robert is Bill. Yeah.
Yeah. And then yeah, it's Richard and Dick for some reason, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
For some reason.
No, we know what the reason
Boris.
is.
Boris could be Bob.
Shut up, Carl. We're talking about actual nicknames that are established, not being like, oh, Boris starts with B. That could mean Bob. Yeah.
No, no, no. These are the official variants are Robert, Bobby,
Shut up,
Bob, and
Kari.
Boris. That's why it's
Shut up,
yeah.
Kari. Shut the
It's
fuck
also
up.
Germanic. Oh
Oh my
wait,
god.
James. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wait.
Thank God we brought this up as a podcast topic. This has been so interesting.
Uh,
I swear to God. We
That
go
is
on
interesting.
tangents that. God.
Yes.
What have you been doing, Kari? You've just been too busy to play games. You've played some Baldur's Gate, right?
I played yeah, I still been playing it on the side. I've been struggling, but it's a slow
Struggling.
burn.
Dude, drop
I
it down to the easier difficulty setting.
stay
You
with
also
it.
want to min max.
No, I refuse. I'm still on medium and I'm still I have this problem where I just can't drop difficulty when I choose it. I just have this like thing in my head.
Here's the thing with
Um,
Baldur's Gate. I would drop difficulty because of the core reason that the difficulty is pretty much how much do you want to read stats, and min max, and how well do you understand D&D? You know.
no, I get you. I just still it still blocks me mentally. Also, they really try to make Shadowheart follow you around everywhere, no matter what. So I end up having to kill her.
oh,
Um,
Oh my god.
no, because like every time I was like, no, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. And then finally, like some crazy, don't tell me anything. Some crazy mystical being showed up, and they were like, "Hey, this artifact thing is floating around." She's like, "You need me for the artifact." And I said, "Okay, I guess I need the artifact and not you." And I killed her.
Jesus
I
Christ.
took her artifact. So, but
You
then it
guys
said,
play.
"Hey,
We're never getting into
your
a D&D campaign.
party level is extremely underleveled, and you will struggle hard in this next world." And I said, "Okay."
Did
And
you
then
continue?
I didn't continue. I went back, so I'm trying to figure out how to. But then I went to somewhere in the swamp, and there's like a gazillion gargoyles came out the ground, and I can't beat them, so I ran away. And I don't know. Yeah, like literally like 50 gargoyles or whatever they like, flappy
Wait, so
bats.
what's your like current quest?
There's I mean, I had to investigate the swamp. I went back there. I saw what's in the swamp, and I
What's
actually.
happening with the goblin camp and the like
Oh,
the
I am
druid?
literally I am at the entrance of the goblin camp, and when I went to do the druid one first, but that's where
Yeah.
all the gargoyles came out, and had no chance.
What?
As a gazillion flappy bats came out the ground. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
On the way to where you investigate the swamp because of the druid stuff, there's like a whole bunch of tree
Oh,
people and
okay.
gargoyles,
So,
and it kept
Kate, this is
spawning.
something that you haven't seen, but yeah. Okay.
Um, so I
Oh.
had no chance there, and so I'm at the
There's
goblin
like
camp
a
now
whole
just to do that.
subplot with the you know the lady that you killed, Kate, that was
Uh-huh.
gonna kill the girl with the snake.
Yep.
She's actually part of the Shadow Druids, and if you talk to enough people in the Druid camp, you get the idea that they exist. And if you go to the swamp, yeah, like you start to unravel that. So that's what Kari's doing.
Gotcha.
It's like the more completionist way. If you just dislike her, if you don't dislike her, yeah, yeah.
I only
So
didn't dislike her because that's what the gift wanted. So, but yeah, it's just me and live us
wait,
or
hold up. Your
whatever.
party is only two people.
Yeah,
Oh, that's why you're getting your ass kicked, dude. You
I'm
need
aware. I'm
fucking
aware.
yeah.
I'm hoping to meet some more people soon.
What about Gail?
Gale, where's Gale?
That
You say dead?
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, not having four people is like your problem. That makes the game really, really. Oh, Kari, do you know you can do hirelings?
No. What is this?
You know Withers?
I haven't gotten there yet. Is this a spoiler kind of thing, or is it something?
No,
No,
we found it when
Withers.
we played. The
The
old,
old guy in the crypt.
Oh, the guy.
the ghoul
Oh, the
looking
guy.
guy.
Yeah. Oh, I haven't found him in this playthrough. But yeah, I should go find him.
Okay, he'll let you hire companions. There's like
Oh.
9 of them that are just generic, and you can make them do whatever you want. But
Oh,
they're
cool.
not
And then
like full
Anything?
characters. Yeah. Anything.
Anything.
wait. So don't give me a no spoiler answer. Are those the only people I can have in my party? These people that it's been trying to
Is
make me,
Hal?
or
Have you found Halson?
I don't remember the names.
The bear, the
Um,
druid.
no, I
Uh,
haven't found the berry.
going off of where he said he's at in the game, he has not.
So there's more people in the
Have
other.
you found Asterion, the vampire?
I did, but I don't like him. He annoys me.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Um,
He is annoying, but he's still with me.
Oh, I love Asterion.
And
Asterion,
yeah,
Shadowheart,
basically,
Lae'zel.
don't tell me anything. But like after this world I'm in, when I move on to the supposed hard area,
Um,
are there more people that can join? Like, how many more people can join my party? Is that it? Because I realized that I only see these guys on the cover of like the box. So I was like, oh wait, am I?
yeah, you've pretty much killed all the main characters.
There is
is more kid?
two more, I
There
think, right?
are.
Okay,
Oh
okay,
wait, what
okay.
happened to Will, Kari?
Also dead. I remember I
Wait,
left.
what
I
happened to
left.
Carlatch? What happened to Carlatch?
I don't remember the
Oh,
name
you
of
may
The
have not.
demon lady.
You might not have found her.
Yeah,
Oh,
you have to go find her. She's cool.
oh, I
Forgot
never.
about her.
Okay.
Yeah, Carlatch,
I
that's an option.
I killed
Halson
her.
is an option. You killed her, you idiot.
I had to. I had to. She was so mad at me.
Oh, what did you do?
I killed all the the druid camp, and she was
Oh,
pissed.
God. Okay, Kari, besides there's 2 more people in the area that you're in, and then there's 2 more past this.
Okay, cool. That's all I want to know. Was that like, I can still find more
But like
people.
Kari, you're not getting out of this act without having the full party. Like there's no way. Like some of the boss fights on medium, I barely got through doing like cheesy, crazy stuff with 4 people.
Wait, is
trying to
that
be
is that interest to the mountain past the end of the first act?
Yeah.
No,
No.
Oh,
no.
okay. Yeah, then yeah, okay. I'll,
Like
I'll
right
make sure to
now,
get full
the
party
zone that
before the end
you're
of act.
into transitions into 2 other major zones.
Okay.
But it's the zones after that you can get 1 more person.
I do plan to get a full party at some point.
But I mean, go talk to Withers and get 2 Harlings right now. You know what I mean? And then kick them out
Yeah,
of your
that'll
party.
probably help.
Dude, having 2 more people. Like this game is all about action economy. Pretty much whoever does more actions wins almost every one of the fights.
I'm pretty proud of how far I've gotten with my crazy. It's almost like even though I know it's dumb, but like I've been playing a more stealthier, conflict avoiding, but also
So conflict avoiding is really bad because you'll be way
okay.
under leveled later on.
Conflict avoiding, as in not like directly, like sneak up behind them and then do little stabberoo stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like use the sneak a lot. Like I've been using the hide a lot. That's been fun, and it's gotten
Yeah,
me out of
the
stuff I normally would have died.
sneaky stuff is great for setting up fights. Just keep in mind, if you're letting people live, you're giving up on their XP, right?
I'm aware.
Yeah, okay.
But especially because that's what the gift was. So I gotta do that. They kill when I need to. Anyways,
That's our show, folks.
that's our show.
We'll keep you updated on our Starfield impressions. Maybe somebody else in the group will play it. Maybe not. Otherwise, we'll see
I
you
think
next
hopefully
week.
Colton will play.
Yeah. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Farewell.
Bye.
Online.